This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago, an emergency Chicago Bears podcast. I got myself and Ivan Vargas again. I'm your host, Big Z. And you tune into the TCSF podcast, and we're coming straight to you from 606 Media Studios, powered by True Chicago sports fans. And this is an emergency podcast. Like I just said, a lot of news broke today, and we just had to come on and cover it. So no plugs today, no frills. Just get into it. I was bowling when the news broke, and I hurried up. I bowled poorly and the reason to get here. So, Ivan, what happened with Maxx Crosby?
Well, he failed the physical, and the Ravens are not going to go through with this trade. So he's still a Vegas Raider for the time being. But, right after that a little while after that was broken, Schefter came back out and said that there's already several teams calling and seeing what they could do to acquire his talents. But the thing is that with this failed physical, that you have no leverage as the Vegas Raiders anymore. You can't demand a 2 first-round draft picks.
No.
It's out of the question. It's out of the question now. So for me, I didn't want to do 2 first-round draft picks, but with the situation we have now, if you could offer them something that's at this point, I guess complimentary, but at a lesser extent, go for it.
Yeah, definitely. And again, a failed physical can be anything, but what's been explained is that the previous injury where he had surgery, that's what caused the failed physical. Is that correct?
That's what I believe is the issue.
His progress of rehab.
Whatever the Ravens doctors saw,
yeah,
they obviously didn't like. So
it can be something that the Raiders never disclosed, or that Maxx never disclosed. They see it can even be an injury that Maxx worked through and didn't even know he had. Right.
Well, he definitely was working through an injury.
Okay.
He was questionable for a while late in the year, maybe like a few weeks, a month almost, and then that day that they pulled him and they said you're not going to play, he was upset. He wanted to play. And the game prior, the last game he played, he played the whole game. He didn't look injured at all. We didn't even know he was injured until later, right?
Right.
Really, like I didn't know. Unless you're keeping up with the Raiders, I didn't know he was like really hurt like that until later. But, and obviously we still don't know the extent of the injury, but for the Ravens to go ahead and put it out there, say, hey, you failed the physical, we're not going to do this. It significantly changes the asking price for the Vegas Raiders for Maxx Crosby. There's no question. Like, you cannot demand that same type of coin now that you know that one team, a prominent team, a team that would have benefited greatly from a pass rusher like Maxx Crosby, was like, no, you got to knock down that asking price.
Yeah, and they obviously it's not going to be 2 first, but I know the Raiders spent a ton of money once they made this trade. Now that's going to be nullified, but they spent a lot of money. I'm not sure how much cap room they have, and I'm not sure if you want to keep a player who wanted to leave the situation he was in. Maybe not leave the Raiders per se, but the situation that's going on with the Raiders, with Tom Brady and all his cronies that are tattletaling straight to Tom. So he doesn't want to be there as far as that. What is the asking price now that you have quote-unquote tainted goods because he's still injured? And does it drop down from a first to 2 seconds, 3 seconds?
Oh, no, you're not getting – no.
Are you getting 2/3?
It's to the point where I think you can offer a guy like an Austin Booker, right, a young pass rusher,
Okay.
right? So he's got to prove something. A third and probably another pick like the year after that.
A
Like
fifth.
I think it drops significantly. And trust me, if you really want the player, you're going to go ahead and give him a second. But if I'm looking at it like, hey man, if this knee goes as soon as like to next year, and you give this guy an extension because he's looking for an extension, you know what I mean? He's looking for the extension, and that blows, you're fucked. You know what I mean? You're fucked. You've chained yourself to an anchor, you know, and it's a tricky tight. It's a hard to navigate a situation like this, but I think do I think a second is off the table? No. But do I think multiple second? No, 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 no. There's not going to be multiple seconds. It's going to be if you got a second round draft pick and a player, you might be able to also get probably like a fifth, right?
So
Like
you're seeing a
yeah,
second, a
a second
player,
player and a fifth.
and a
I think
conditional fifth or
I
something
think
like that, right?
I think would be at this point because now there's questions about will this knee hold up? Because one team's doctor said no.
Yeah, I'm pulling all this stuff up right as you're speaking. So let me just go by what I pulled up. They have the cap space to keep him. They have 50
No,
mil.
they already had
They-
said that they would just wait. I mean, I'm sure they're just going to wait till he gets healthy. They say and go from there. But he doesn't want to be there.
right. He
You know what I
doesn't want to
mean?
be there. He doesn't want to be there. And then I'm looking at the Bears cap as of right now. We have 9.9 million. And then if you're trading, who'd you say we would trade?
I'd give him like Austin Booker. Austin
Austin
Booker.
Booker.
I would send.
Austin
Because you're
Booker is
matching it. You're giving them a pass rusher in exchange for a
right.
pass rusher, and
A
that
young
pass rusher still has potential, right?
right. He's 24, only
And
making
and that
just
would
under a million. Mhm.
right, and that would compensate for the injury and the draft picks. You're still going to get 2 draft picks, but it's not going to be a first round draft pick and another first round draft pick at all.
Mm, okay. I mean, it's different. Every league is different on their trade regulations, right? With the NBA, you have to match salaries, sort of with the MLB and so forth. But you're giving up a young pass rusher in Austin Booker, up and coming. So we're getting a player in the back, and then at that point, you're not giving up a second because you're giving up a young, healthy pass rusher that can.
Yeah, I would say if you really, like I said, if you really want that player, you're
You
gonna
want to
give up
outbid.
this. You're
You
probably
want to
gonna
outbid
outbid.
everybody.
Exactly, exactly. So, and we just got another second rounder, so it's like, what else can you're not gonna give up multiple. You're not gonna give
No,
them 2 and 2 this year at all. Like
no,
you're
no, 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 no,
absolutely
no.
not. You give them a second this year, and if they really wanted to, I could see a fourth next year or some shit like that and a player. But at this point, multiple first round draft picks is multiple picks in the first 2 rounds, 3 rounds, like three third or so. None of that is gonna happen. You know what I mean? None of that shit's gonna happen. It's got to be like you're gonna have to because there's that worry. Now there's that real worry. The Baltimore Ravens said no. So what do they see that we don't see that the
Mhm.
Raiders, I don't know if the Raiders see it or not, but maybe they were trying to finesse,
Yeah.
you know, like I don't know. So, like I said, the price tag changes because of that drastically. And it's like, for the Bears, I would, yeah, kick the tire, see what you could do. If the Raiders are all, no, we're gung ho on getting well, maybe that changes late, with time because we still got a long time till the season starts. You know what I mean? There's still a lot to be done. There's still a lot to be talked about. Who knows?
Right. So look, I'm looking at his base salary of 30 million, a cap hit of 35.7. How do you make that work when we only have 9 million available?
Well, you could, like I said, you could see if you could talk to players, see if you could restructure deals and stuff like that. But also, like none of those deals are signed right now, bro.
Technically, they're not.
None of those deals are signed right now.
Technically, they're not.
I don't know what they're doing. I don't know who's calling. Schefter says they're calling, right? So if one of those is the Bears, well, let's be ready for a wild fucking Wednesday because
Why Wednesday? We're gonna be back on.
I'm dead serious because I got like if the Raiders stay strong, they risk him holding out. They risk him, more bad
PR.
blood. Yeah, divide. I would, and the Raiders obviously they just kind of absorb that shit at this point. But like, I would think for the player and for the organization, him sitting out as you're trying to rebuild after you traded him away, it's not going to be good for the locker room because he's going to have to be around sooner or later because he's still going to want to make his money, so he's got to show up sooner or later. But you got a guy now, and I'm not saying he's not going to be a professional and shit, but you're going to do whatever you can to get what you want. You know what I'm saying? And if that's, hey man, force a trade for the 2 and the 5 and a player or whatever the fuck, I think he's going to try to do that.
Yeah, it's going to be a tricky way to trade, like you said. We're going to move a couple picks, right? One being conditionary, and then you might restructure some contracts on our end. Maybe some of the signings or agreed upon deals are no longer agreed upon, so we can make some cap space. And then if you sign,
and it's kind of hard. It's difficult to go ahead and just pull a deal that you sign, late. It's difficult, but like I said, there's things that can be done. There's things that can be done.
Well, sure. Let's say you do extend him, you can make very backloaded contract, right? And that way he is only getting paid, just a signing bonus and a minimal salary, and just backload it while you are restructuring.
You're gonna have to backload. Yeah, I would do that immediately. I mean, if you're backloading, fuck yeah, do that, George. Like do that, Kevin Warren. Like do that. Ryan Poles.
Right, and then you put some conditions in his contract.
Well, we're trying to win right now, man. Yeah. You're trying to fucking win right now, and it's not 4 or 5 players you're back. It's one fucking player. I don't think you've ever done that. If I could recall, I don't remember I'm ever backloading a fucking contract for a player. But if that trade price is right, and he wants, a new deal, you can restructure it that way.
How about if you trade him Odin Bingo straight up? Edge rusher at 27, making 20 million.
Yeah, well, I mean that's not.
It's a wish, obviously, right? Because we don't.
Maybe you talk to him, restructure it. Like I said, maybe you do backload 2 contracts. You backload that one, backload the other one, and go from there. Because like I said, he wants a new contract. He wants an extension.
Which is weird. I mean, I know why you want more guaranteed money, because his contract ends in 2030, where he's going to be an unrestricted free agent. He signed a 3-year last year, but I guess if you have him, then you can franchise him a couple of times and all that stuff. So that way you can still keep him. So it's going to be wild. I mean, obviously, I would love to have Maxx Crosby if he's 100%. If he believes he's 100%. I know his agent, you sent that to me earlier, said that he will be on the field and he will be healthy. Okay, put those conditions into the contract.
It's his agent, though.
Of course, he's obviously, because he's going to get a huge percentage. But put that into the contract then. Put your money where your mouth is, Mr. Agent. Put your money where your mouth is, Mr. Crosby. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to do that. Of course not. Right? You're not going to do that. But look, you want to play for the Bears. We want you here. Let's work something out. If your knee goes within the first 2 years,
no doubt. No doubt. I mean, if that's, I thought you were talking about like salary was, but you're talking about, if there's something, you don't play a certain amount of games, certain percentage of games, something like that. Yeah, absolutely. You'd have to put that in there.
Yeah. If you do, we'll convert some of your salary into a bonus, so you get it all all at one time and it's guaranteed. I mean, you can finesse the language when it comes to contracts. As long as you're under the CBA contract, ability to do that. So for me, you've got to try this. You've got to try this because he's a game changer. We saw that when we played him. He literally wrecks the field.
He almost won the game for him. Like, shit. Like he did. He really did. Like he was controlling in critical situations. Like I said, chaos is my theme, right? For this offseason for the Bears. He was creating chaos. One dude, anywhere he lined up, chaos. He would be a perfect fit for the Chicago Bears. You just got to get the right price, and you can't risk knowing that somebody else said no, knowing that he did have an injury. What could happen? It's a risk. I mean, get your doctors in there, see what's up. But I mean, it's like I said, it's gonna be a wild Wednesday, man.
Well, and then you can again agree upon another trade, but without getting your doctors to evaluate, which takes a couple of days. What was the injury? Just to clarify that, what was the injury for Maxx Crosby?
Oh, I believe it was just it was a knee, right? Maxx Crosby injury. Let's see. Yeah, it was torn meniscus. That's right. He had surgery. He had surgery, and he kept playing through he kept playing through and stuff like that. That was in 2005, though, right?
Yeah.
And then something happened. Oh, that was last year. Excuse me, last year.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, something happened late in the year where I believe something. Something happened. Why they put him questionable for about a month.
And that might be the reason he failed the physical, because if we don't know, we're looking it up and there's nothing on there about this injury, then maybe the Raiders failed to identify this injury. They made the trade, the finesse. I mean, you're legally, as far as the NFL, you're legally required to disclose these injuries.
Right.
And they sent him home, and then you got him playing basketball on his own, what was it, Instagram or whatever, or he was on X, shooting basketballs in his house, and if it's a meniscus, you can do that on meniscus, on a torn meniscus. I've done that, and I'm not even half or an eighth of the athlete that he is.
Right.
So was he playing with a torn meniscus the entire year, and the Raiders let it happen?
Yes. Oh, sorry, that's Team USA. You got a hit. All right. There we go. My bad.
It is. Yes, okay. It's 8-4, bottom of the eighth, 2 outs.
2 outs, 2 on.
2 outs, 2 on. Yours is a little ahead of mine. All right. But yeah, definitely this is crazy. Do you want to pivot to what we're talking about with the new signings today, or the agreed upon signings, or you want to stay on Crosby?
Oh no, I mean we could do whatever. That's fine. Like to just wrap it up, he would be perfect for the right price. Ryan Poles, I feel like, is been a little bit on fire. I mean, it's been efficient. Kobe Bryant was a surprise. You brought quality players, Khalif Raymond, Braxton Jones. Like if you go ahead and take this risk with Crosby, it has to be for the right asking price as far as draft picks are concerned, because that's it's not going to be a player. I mean, it might be a player, but it's not going to be a significant player. It's going to be some type of significant draft picks that are going back. So just make sure you don't get finessed.
Yeah,
all I gotta say.
Yeah. Ryan Poles needs to do the finessing, as he's done very recently. He's been on fire, like you said. He's been plugging holes with guys with high upside, or guys that have played somewhat in the league and need an opportunity. They've been doing that. They signed the defensive back Cam Lewis on a 2-year contract. Cornerback Nahshon Wright is gone. So you have that. Nahshon Wright for $5.5 million. You're ahead. You're ahead.
Another run. Get down, Schwarber. Oh, that's Schwarber scored. That's Will Smith. Sorry, the USA just went up, or didn't go up. They got another run. It's 5, bottom 8, 2 outs.
There's the blooper.
Bryce Harper is on deck. Oh, he's in the he's at the plate. First and third, 2 outs. My bad. All right, let's go.
I mean, we can pause and pivot really quick. This is significant because of the Mexico game, right? They
yes, they got it. Runs. The
run differential is what's going to kill them because Italy would have to win outright, or if Mexico has a small run differential tomorrow versus Italy, then USA would be out. So they're looking at run differential. If they lose this game, it's only 3, which wouldn't hurt them when it was 8.
But they'd have to play tomorrow again, right?
They do play tomorrow, right? So they would have to win, and Italy has to beat Mexico for them to stay in, and then it's going to be a whole nother ball of wax, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. Yeah, but yeah, it's an exciting game, and I'm glad USA has not given up. All right, back to the Bears. Nahshon Wright, for $5.5 million, he leaves. Why wouldn't he want to stay with the Bears? I'm pretty sure we could have gave him $5.5 million.
I mean,
he was making minimum. I know that.
I know. Maybe they like I said, they're gonna have Zay Frazier or Zah Frazier. I don't know whatever how you pronounce it. I think it's Zay, but spelled Z-A-H. But they'll get him back. You know, they draft pick from last season. They get Terrell Smith back, another guy that they really like. You know, I'm sure they're going to look. Obviously, Jalen Johnson's not going anywhere.
Right.
I believe they had Tyreek still. You know, they still have players. I would like another corner drafted someplace in this draft, but yeah, I just, as far as like bringing Nahshon back, I think it was just, hey, let's go ahead and, because they didn't want to, you don't want to make an offer and then like overpay, but maybe they saw something where they could be better. You know, Nahshon, he did his thing. It was a great year for him, but you know, there was a lot of times where he did get beat, and there was a lot of times where it was like, man, like Nahshon, what the fuck's going on? And yeah, so it's if he balls out again, he's on a 1-year deal with the Jets. If he balls out again, they'll have to give him some type of larger contract his next go around. So
yeah, and then the wide receiver you mentioned, Khalif Raymond, a depth receiver that's going to be added to the roster. Reunites with Ben Johnson and Antoine Randall.
And quality player.
Right. So you have Rome Odunze, Luther Bird, and third Lethal. Excuse me about that, because you.
I gotta actually send you something about Luther.
Awesome. Obviously DJ Moore and OZ. Thank God OZ's gone. All those drops. No, thank you. And then we're still. Did Devin get signed somewhere, or is he still a free agent? Devin Duvernay.
I believe he's. I don't know where he's.
I think he's still available, and he was very crucial in the return game. We didn't hear his name as far as like, oh, he messed up. He had some pretty good gains.
Duvernay.
Yeah. Duvernay.
Well, there was times Duvernay just was not there, or especially early. I mean, he did have some big plays. That's no doubt. But yeah, there was some times where he just kind of disappeared on us.
But again, he didn't cause any turnovers. So that's for me. He did his job as my job is to catch the ball. And
he was okay. He was fine. He wasn't serviceable. We wish you got more out of him, but also like I said, you got another guy who's a solid returner. He's familiar with Ben Johnson. He can also play receiver. At times. So if you need him to play receiver, you can also play receiver. And I think he is a solid signing for the Bears. Now you have a guy you could trust at, punt return, kick return, whatever.
Right. And then the re-signing of Braxton Jones for 1 year, $5 million.
Some people hate it. Some people hate it. I love it. I don't love it. I'm sorry. I don't love it. I understand it. I love the idea of having him as a depth piece. If you could find another left tackle, but they don't seem to hate Braxton Jones, as much as some fans might. So we'll see what happens. Like it's gonna be a necessity to have guys that are familiar, guys that obviously have the trust of the coaches, even though he might have the trust of some of us fans. It's important. Whether he's your starter, that's yet to be seen. You need depth. Theo Benedict is a right tackle who was thrust into the left tackle position,
Right.
right? Because we needed it. And, you know, subsequently we see that he struggled in pass protection. So moving him back to right, he's the right tackle. You have a depth piece at left. Let's see what they do. Maybe they're looking to draft the left tackle, or maybe they're looking to bring in a veteran here. Hopefully we find out these things soon, but I
think
feel
it's
like
more of a bridge, like you said. It's a 1-year deal. It's more of a bridge.
yeah,
But let's get us through this year, and then next year we'll either this year or next year we'll be drafting, and finding a cemented piece there. I mean, you also have Kyrian Amagaje, obviously.
he's going to guard. He's a guard now. They're moving him to guard. So and quite honestly, he should have been at guard the whole time. He should have been at guard the whole. That first game you saw him play, they should have been like, nope, you're moving to guard. You're going to play inside. He's got the physical attributes that you would love to have. And if you move him in that guard, like that length, he could do some things. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but let's see if you could develop him there. Maybe you start to see, his talents exploited a little more. But left tackle, you were just exploited. You know what I mean? You were exploited for not being able to handle that side, and we can't risk that, especially knowing that he came in here as a project. He came in as a project, should have never been drafted where he was drafted. There are a lot of players I could say that about Ryan Poles, and I don't want to beat up on Ryan Poles, but like I said, a lot of these players and these positions that we're worried about should have been corrected in previous drafts, should have been addressed in previous drafts. Especially knowing that he's an offensive lineman, the games are won and lost at the point of attack, fucking period. Like, that's it. Can you block him or can't you fucking block him? You have not invested as a team in pass rushers whatsoever. Dom Rob, not here anymore.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Austin Booker, the jury's still out on him. I just feel like this is a year where you need to go ahead and make sure you get, especially in the draft, young pass rushers that will help you in the future. Because what you did in previous drafts, all that shit you drafted 2 fucking punters. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like it's that's not fucking good. One of them was in the 4th fucking round.
Yeah.
Let's be fucking real here.
You can get punters off the street. I mean, come on. I mean,
the punter that they look at. I went to the Tory Taylor was drafted. That fucking training camp, I was there watching I hate when the Bears are on the opposite side, like towards the fucking, like, I forgot what side they call it, but you go past the Walter Payton Center on that side. I hate that shit. But on the farthest fucking side you could go, there's stands. I got over there. There's the punters. All right, let's see Tory Taylor bomb these things, right? Let's see where who this guy is. He's supposed to be a weapon. Tory Taylor's punting, he looks fine. The fucking guy behind him was punting better. Out hang time like a mother. You know who he's punting for right now? The Pittsburgh fucking Steelers. And he was not drafted. He wasn't drafted. Yeah, you wasted draft picks on these guys. These situations that we're in right now should have been solved. I'm sorry to get heated again. Because
obviously
I've
should be heated.
I've moved forward, but knowing that problems should have been solved prior, that fucking kills me. Because you knew the fucking situation you were in. You chose to go other routes. Was it because you had a shitty coaching staff and shitty people in here? I don't know.
I'm gonna being a young GM and a dumb coaching staff.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll chalk it up to that.
That could be it. That could be it. And
Because
like I said,
lately he's been on fire.
well, this past draft, now that he's without his brother, Matt
Yeah.
Eberflus.
Oh.
No, that's what he called him.
Oh my God.
Found a brother.
My brother from another mother.
As soon as he was gone, look at the players that they got. Look at the players that they got. And Turner was starting to show some shit. Hippolyte, I don't like Hippolyte. Did not like it then. Still don't like it now. He still got room to make something.
Yeah.
But, you look at him, you look at Luke Newman. Luke Newman is a guy that he can help. He's got a nasty streak to him. He's got some meaning. He's got what you want in an offensive lineman too. You can see it. He's just got to keep growing as a player. But you pull Valus fucking Jones, Hippolyte, those guys are what kill you. And there's plenty more. There's plenty fucking more. Travis Ebner, not here. Slow as molasses, Travis Ebner. Fucking Travis Bell, nice kid, good story, not here anymore.
Roshan.
Trenton Gill, our punter, not here anymore. Roshan shouldn't be on the fucking team.
Why is Roshan still on the roster? Why?
Look at that shit and tell me there's not fucking players that you passed up that could be fucking on this team right now, helping, where you could be looking to not, hopefully patchwork some shit. You would have a loaded roster with young, hungry motherfuckers. At cost control.
So at this point, you would go shopping for the most expensive items.
You
right?
wouldn't have to worry about your fucking cap.
You could have gone Lindenbaum.
Trading for fucking Chase Claypool, and I understand why you did it. Trading a second for Chase Claypool, the guy don't even fucking care about football. Get him the fuck out of here. Gone. Those things fucking come back to fucking kick our ass. And they did this year in the critical situations, pretty much all year, because we needed a pass rusher. We needed, certain things. And we've wasted draft picks. So it kind of full circle back to the fucking Crosby thing. I'm going to fucking emphasize again. Do not get got. If he has a fucking knee and you don't trust it and your doctors don't trust it, don't do it. Do not offer these guys anything more than you fucking have to, because they've already lost. They've lost. They have nothing. They got no leverage. They got a player that doesn't want to be there. They have no fucking leverage as far as draft capital is concerned, or what the hell they could dictate that they want. They have nothing. Tom Brady's going to have to fucking figure out what he wants to do, because if they do decide to stick with him, what if he don't want to be there? A holdout is worse.
Yeah, and it would be a holdout, because he's going to be like, well, you know what? If that's the case, I'm going to rehab my knee until I feel like I'm 100%, and you can't tell me otherwise, because it's my body, right? He's going to pull that card. And at the end of the day, now you're stuck with the bag, paying this man to sit on the sidelines. And at the end of the day, you're in a rebuilding, your second rebuild in 3 years with the Raiders. They're stuck in the mud. And I know they're going to get the number one pick probably, right, with the Indiana quarterback. And again, they're nowhere near
all that.
Yeah, but they got Linderbaum. Yeah, they got a center.
But they all that money. They got they didn't give up that salary, that contract. You see, there's it. Be ready. Be ready. I'm looking right now. I'm thinking my phone's about to start going like sooner or later with something, because why are you going to sit on this? Why are you going to sit on this if you're the Raiders? Why would you sit on this knowing that you're trying to rebuild, you're trying to make a new name for yourself? No, he didn't fucking swing, you cocksucker. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
he did. Yeah, he did. He's not a cocksucker. I'm wrong. I would have been tossed. I'm wrong. He swung. It's my bad. I would have been rung up. But like I said, I just to wrap things up so we can get to this game. like where the Bears are. I do like what Ryan Poles is doing. I think he's, like you said, he's growing into his own, hopefully here. But regardless of how you feel about the player, right? Safe. Fuck. Out. Right. Regardless of how you feel about the player, you can't risk the injury. You can't risk your draft capital, your future for somebody who could potentially be gone, immediately.
Yeah, and again, I had one more thing that I want to agitate you with, and is the Bears re-signing Case Keenum for 2 years, 5.5 million, when you just re-signed Tyson Bagent, who's a better quarterback than Case
Hey,
Keenum.
hey, look, you have got, and I'll say this about Case and Keenum, right? He has been in playoff games. He's won playoff games, right?
Yes, yes.
He's made big time throws. Was he the greatest quarterback? No. You know what he is doing that is great?
Coaching.
Coaching Caleb Williams on the fucking sideline. He's not just a third string quarter. He's a coach on top of your quarterback coach, on top of your fucking offensive coordinator, on top of your head coach. He's a guy that can relate to you personally, right? Personally, he's related because he's been in certain games. He's been in bigger games than Caleb's. Well, did he go to a championship game?
I don't remember him going to a championship game.
I don't know, but and he's played playoff games, right?
Yes.
Having him around on a deal that he's got, which is nothing, to have that guy in Caleb's ear pumping him up. Yeah, PCA, get on up, baby. 8-6 now.
Thanks for ruining the suspense for me.
I'm sorry,
because I'm the one that told you.
I told you I'm ready to. I told you we got.
There it is.
We got to get off here because you're dragging.
I got slow internet.
Where was I?
Case Keenum. I didn't like the price point. My biggest thing, I didn't like the price point. I do like him having there. You have a personal coach that Ben can just be like, all right, talk to Case Keenum. He'll walk you through the situations. He's been there. He's got into big games. He can work with you where Ben Johnson can take a step back and work on something else. I get that. But for 5.5 million, where we can use that money on something else, that's where it was going. It's a little bit more, a lot of money. And now Tyson Bagent is being shopped around. Then you'll be down. Okay.
If the price is right for Bagent, you pull the trigger on Bagent.
What is the right price for Bagent? Is it a second?
That's the question, right? That's the question. What do you get for Tyson Bagent? Asking for a second, I think, is a lot, right? Because it'd just be Bagent for a second.
And that's why Arizona passed, and Pittsburgh is still trying to figure it out.
I'm thinking you asked for 2 picks, one in the third, one in the fourth, in separate years. I mean, what are we really talking about? We're still talking about a backup quarterback.
Yes.
It's all the talent in the world. I don't hate Tyson Bagent whatsoever. I don't. I truly don't. I think he can. I think he could succeed, truly. But he's a backup. You're not trying to, be Nostradamus and predict, oh, he's going to be the guy. Like, I mean, can he? Yeah. I mean, what anybody can really. Like, if they have the right situation, they got the right mindset.
Drew Bledsoe, Tom Brady.
Right.
The right situation at the right time.
But again, you see the price tag as a second, and you're like, wait a minute. Undrafted to a second round draft pick.
And doesn't have the strongest arm.
Right. So you got right. So like I said, he's going to be a system quarterback. If anything, I would think it would benefit from that. But I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't, put all my eggs in the basket of a second round pick. I don't think that's. I don't think it's what anybody would do. I wouldn't. If I were trading for Tyson Bagent, I'd be like, okay, I'd give you the 3. I'd give you a 3 and 2 sixes. You know what I'm saying? In separate years. I would give you
Oh.
3 picks. I'd give you 3 picks. You
Oh.
know what I'm saying? 3 picks for a guy that wasn't drafted, and 1 in the 3rd. Potentially wherever he goes, it could be still in the top 100, and 2 other fucking picks late where you could find another Tyson Bagent. Like, that's where I would be.
Right. I'm getting draft capital, and his money's coming off the books. And now I can make a bigger move. Yeah. Definitely something. All right. Yeah. All right. So again, if anything breaks tomorrow, we will be back on to do a story. I mean, we'll talk about any story that happens with the Chicago Bears. Hopefully it is a Maxx Crosby
Yes. All right.
trade for this.
Base it,
All
baby.
right. All right. So this has been an emergency podcast with Chicago.
I'll be on tomorrow. TTNL. Keep it.
Okay. All right. There you go. So Ivan will be on TTNL tomorrow. So again, if anything breaks, then I'll jump on probably with one of the fellas here. And thanks, Ivan, for jumping on. That is it for tonight. We're gonna watch the end of this WBC games. Thank you to listening, watching, subscribing. Go ahead and check out True Chicago Sports Fans. Check out all the clips, all the stuff on YouTube. And lastly, 606 Media. Check out all we have there. We have our store there. You can get our merch there, and the rest of the podcast we have on our network. So for Ivan, I am Big Z. We'll see you next time for episode 295. Jesus, we're almost at 300. Damn. Until then, be good to each other for the love of sports.